Hey Leo, welcome to my channel. So this is going to be your love reading for the immediate, present and future Leo. I hope you're all doing well. Alright Leo, let's see. The last two readings were pretty amazing for you actually. With your victory and being recognized. So let's see what's coming through for you for love. This is for Leo, strong placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you don't know where your placements sit, there is a link in the description to work out your birth chart. It is a scorching hot day again today in South Africa, Johannesburg. Can feel your energy, Leo, the sun energy. Okay. So for Leo, Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Messages of love and light, Spirit, please come into this message, bless this message, make this message messages of light, Archangel Michael, sign of protection, fire. Okay, messages of guidance, love and light, Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of our Leo collective. Let's see, Leo, what's going on for you. I'm going to draw the cards and then we'll see what the storyline is. Page of Pentacles. So a small message. Maybe the start of new communication here, Leo. A friendship turning into something else. Page of Wands. So this is progressing from, a friendly message to something more passionate here. Look at this progression, Leo. So the Page of Wands showed up first. The Page of Pentacles, and then the Page of Wands. Do you see the change in that energy, the shift in that energy? From very grounded, this is a mirror image, so it always confuses me. Very grounded, earthly energy, and that's normally what, Pentacles represent. The Page of Pentacles is a friendly message. It usually represents friendship, a humble offering, a grounded offering. And then we're moving on here to the Page of Wands. So this is something more passionate. This is something more daring, more courageous. It's Sagittarius energy. It's fire energy. It's your energy, Leo. So definitely a progression in maybe text messaging here. Something that started off friendly, now moving into something passionate. And then a sudden message. It's almost like this could be a sudden, unexpected message that you receive, Leo. So from page energy to night energy, this communication has evolved from grounded and then a little bit of, passion, maybe some flirting, because this is a very flirtatious energy. It's childlike energy, it's fire energy, it's a flirtatious, playful energy, and then straight into Knight of Swords energy, which is air energy. Communication, straight up communication, direct communication. This could be something that came in suddenly, something that came in unexpectedly. So it looks like so far there's a progression in communication here. Let's see, what else for Leo? Empress energy. So something is birthing for you here, Leo. This is a card of Taurus, major arcana, very feminine energy. divine feminine energy. Actually, the Empress is the 4 queens in one. So you could be dealing with Empress-like energy, you know, queen energy. This is something that has blossomed into something. It's about fertility. It's about birthing something new. What else do I sense? I do sense a lot of sensuality as well with this card. And Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is all about sensuality, about beauty, about creativity, about creation, those earthly things, beautiful, sensual, earthy things. Something is harvesting here. I feel like there's something being harvested after a long time of planting or investing. The fruition of this connection is now starting to be seen. There's a lot of emotion that's pouring out from the heart center as depicted in this deck as well. And it feels like a very peaceful exchange with the dove energy there. But why do I feel you are... I heard lust as well. I do get a sense that you are kind of looking at this, analyzing it, Leo. A little bit hesitant, kind of wondering about what is actually happening. Whoa. Okay, so this was definitely a Tower moment. Major Arcana again, card of Scorpio. This was a sudden shattering of a foundation. So it could be, you know, looking at the other cards with the Page of Pentacles moving to the Page of Wands, moving to the Knight of Swords, then to the Empress, like the sudden message coming in with the Knight of Swords energy, and then, you know, Empress energy. It's birthing something new, bringing something new into your world. It has kind of shaken up your foundation a little bit, Leo. Shaken up your foundation. And then the last card that I got was heartbreak. So this could involve, the situation could involve heartbreak for you, the other person, or any other parties involved in the situation. I don't know, I'm going to clarify that energy, because out of all of this energy, I was not expecting this heartbreak to come out. I do feel like you are maybe nursing previous heartbreak here. If I look at the Empress's energy and this energy, excuse me, it looks like you could be nursing previous heartbreak, and that's what's maybe making you a little bit hesitant about the situation. Maybe a fear of, you know, things shifting up suddenly or things changing suddenly. A fear of causing heartbreak, a fear of something breaking down. Let's see, at the bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords energy. So there's some feeling that you have as well, Leo, of being trapped. But this is mental entrapment. This card, remember, is, I'm saying remember as if, you know, it is Swords energy, it is air energy, which means it's mental, it's thinking, it's communication. I feel like your heart feels trapped in this situation, but it's not actually trapped, Leo. This is actually a mental entrapment, and it could be overthinking the situation. Right now, it feels like you don't really want to look at it. And maybe it's because of this heartbreak energy. You see the Swords energy here. The red carrying over in both cards. It feels like you're protecting your heart a little bit here, Leo. Almost as if you're not ready to look at the situation for what it is. Because at any moment, actually, you have the choice of changing your thoughts or moving away from this. And as I said, moving away, that's the card that's at the bottom behind the Eight of Swords energies, moving away from something, moving towards your wish fulfillment. There's a feeling that you're trapped and you can't really make this move right now, Leo, but it's definitely a self-entrapment. It's not anything that you can't get yourself out of. But there is a lot of overthinking going on here in the situation. I just want to clarify with my other deck, with my Light Seers, Leo. Please clarify, Spirit, what is this? Why is there this heartbreak? What is this heartbreak? What is this heartbreak for Leo? Wow, okay, it's this Knight of Swords energy. Wow. So whatever message it is that you received, Leo, the sudden message, and again, look at the energy, very fast-moving energy, Knight of Swords, the fastest-moving knight in the deck. His message comes in quick, it comes in direct, it comes in blunt. It feels like this is what has triggered this heartbreak for you in some way, shape, or form. That's a confirmation that there was some kind of communication, unexpected communication. Where does this heartbreak come from for Leo? Please and thank you, Spirit. Where does this heartbreak come from? Remember, the energy doesn't have to be present or past. It can also be still what's coming. This heartbreak comes from a feeling of being abandoned or rejected in the past. So it's a feeling of, and that's probably why you're feeling trapped, Leo, is not wanting to maybe move to the next step just yet, overthinking the situation, because in the past there has been heartbreak because of a feeling or a sense of unworthiness, not feeling wanted, feeling rejected or left out in the cold here. But I don't feel like you are communicating this to your person, whoever this other energy is. Where does this abandonment come from? Please and thank you. Where does this abandonment come from? It comes from, and it could be, a prominent masculine figure in your current circle, in your childhood, maybe a father figure where you felt that you had to prove your worth in some way. The King of Swords is a very aloof king, a very wise king, but can also be very aloof. He doesn't necessarily show his emotions. He does definitely, though, stand in his truth and stand in his power. Maybe it was a rejection from a masculine energy in your circle, Leo, that you felt was a little bit aloof. Maybe their truth at the time didn't include you as part of that. And maybe their way of communication could have made you feel a little left out in the cold, or not made you feel, because no one can ever make us feel anything. It resulted in this feeling of rejection or being left out in the cold. I heard unavailable, so this person's energy could have been unavailable to you, which is what is making you feel a little bit cautious, hesitant about the situation. What is this progression of communication about? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is this progression from the Page of Pentacles to the Page of Wands to the Knight of Swords mean for Leo? Too soon. Again, clear communication. So it's a new beginning. It's a new beginning in communication. And I feel like, there's been many cycles with this person. If you look at the spiral symbolism in this deck, there have been many cycles with this person. And there was a sudden insight or light bulb moment, if you see the light shining through there, from the depths of the unconscious. From the depths of the unconscious or the subconscious being brought to the surface and then communicated with the Ace of Swords energy. It feels like a new beginning. It feels like a realization, an insight. And that was what this communication was about. Either you or your person having some kind of download, insight, revelation. And again, with this crow energy, it was a feeling of, an enlightened insight that happened here. Through the overthinking and with all the symbolism in the corner of this card, it feels like the sudden light bulb moment shifted or filtered out the usual overthinking that this person has been going through, or you, Leo. And there's a new pathway here. There's a new pathway in this communication to be explored. Spirit, what's next for Leo in this situation? What is next in the situation? What is coming next in the situation? What is coming next? Whoa. I don't take the cards that just fall out, Leo, if I'm not ready. Because I'm still, as I'm shuffling, I'm meditating on your energy and your person's energy. There's a lot that wants to be said here, which is why these cards keep falling. What is coming next in the situation? Again, a repeating message. This heartbreak energy. Please tell me more about this heartbreak. Okay. So lust, I did hear lust with the Empress card. And this is the energy, the Devil card of Capricorn. It does feel like there could be some obsessive thinking here about the situation. The Devil is about, the lower level vibrational energies, shame, guilt, fear, anxiety, could be addiction as well. That's addiction in any form, at any point in the spectrum. Addiction to pornography, to distracting yourself. It could be anything, so take it how it resonates. But the first word that I got was lust. That there is some puppeteering, or obsessive thinking at the moment around the situation. I just heard it's making your hair stand on end at times. Your heart space is feeling a little bit like you want to protect it. So this is the reason for this heartbreak. I don't know if there was a past with this person that you are reliving, Leo, that's coming up again for you. But again, at the bottom of the deck, look at this, repeating energy in this reading. So that's just more confirmation. The bottom of this deck is the Eight of Swords energy again. And look at this. Two different decks. Again, she's not actually trapped. It is her thoughts that are keeping her bound and trapped. It is the overthinking. It is the mental blindfolds. It's the limiting beliefs. So I do think that this heartbreak that you are imagining, Leo, doesn't actually exist anywhere else but in your own mind or frame of reference of what the situation actually is. You are actually free to, think different thoughts about it, to explore different possibilities about the situation. It is not actually an entrapment. These strings or ties are also loosely bound. So at any point, you can free yourself from this energy. Again, you see the blindfold again, this red energy. Any advice for Leo? Where's my deck? Please and thank you, Spirit. So whatever it is, Leo, try and calm your mind about this, ground the situation, allow the communication between you and this person to bring about clarity. I do feel like there will be communication. Next steps for Leo, or words of advice, please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Next steps or words of advice for my Leos. Again, repeating energy. This is incredible. This is actually incredible. Where was the other? It was in the other deck. This card of abandonment, 5 of Pentacles. Again, repeating energy. And that's your energy, Leo. It's you keep thinking about this abandonment, this rejection, this fear of heartbreak keeps coming up for you. And it is, an imagined fear is what I'm wanting to say to you. It's an imagined fear, but also not so imagined. So if it is a very real feeling of fear of abandonment or rejection, Leo, there is some deep work that needs to be done here to understand where that comes from, where the root cause of this fear is, of this abandonment, of this rejection. Is it true? Or is it a limiting belief that you were conditioned to accept and that you took on for yourself and integrated into your being, into your nervous system because of past experiences, past heartbreaks, past instances of rejection or abandonment, no matter how big or small they were. Our nervous systems and our bodies tend to log those experiences, and they build up over time and form a narrative in our minds about what is going to happen in the future. So before those things happen, we tend to then project a narrative onto them and cause ourselves heartbreak and entrap ourselves into the thinking that something negative is going to come of the situation. So what we can tend to do is self-sabotage the situation before it even plays out. And what Spirit is asking me to say to you is to do the work that helps you understand where this sense is coming from, because I don't feel like it's coming from your person. I don't feel like it's coming from anything external that's happening to you. This is your previous versions of yourself that were hurt, that were abandoned, that need to be visited again. Sit with that version of yourself and talk to her or him and ask, where is this coming from? Replay those moments in your lifetime where you felt abandoned or rejected. It's funny, I was cooking dinner last night and I haven't made this dish in a very long time. In fact, one of the last times I made it was when I was married. I'm divorced now. And I was making it for my mother-in-law and my now ex-husband, as I dished up for her. And it was something that my dad used to always prepare for us. And he prepared it in a certain way. And I am used to eating it in that way. And that's how I know that dish to be. And as I was dishing it up, my ex-husband, or now ex-husband, tasted it. And as he handed it to his mom, he said, "It's a little bit overcooked." And that was maybe 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, and to this day, in fact, yesterday evening, that came up again as I was making the dish so strongly in my body. That feeling of rejection, that feeling of, I've prepared this meal lovingly, and this is what you have to say about it. And yet, there's so much meaning behind how it's prepared and why it's prepared in a certain way. And also, yes, it was overcooked, but my dad used to do it like that. So it was the only thing that I was used to. And for me, that was the norm. So it just showed me all the, the memories and moments in life that can just suddenly come back and trigger some very deep-seated emotion, because at the I couldn't say anything. I could have said something, but I didn't, because I wanted to please my mother-in-law. I wanted to please him. I was deeply hurt by his comment, but I just swallowed it, and it regurgitated itself again as I was cooking last night. So, those are the kinds of experiences. And even if you have to journal about this, Leo, to journal whatever you can remember or feel, moments, about abandonment, moments of rejection, starting from as early as you can remember, as far back as you can remember, and start to see, what is true, what is not true. Was this more about them, or was this about me? And you don't have to take that on, my Leo. Final words of advice for my Leos to close off this reading. Final words of advice to close off this reading. Please and thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So this is self-deception, Seven of Swords energy. It's self-deception. It's wanting to run away. It's wanting to steal away into the night. It's wanting to hide away from the unconscious, from the shadow work. But you can manifest something new out of this, Leo. Card of Gemini, major arcana. You could be dealing with a Gemini. You can definitely manifest something new out of the situation. Something that is an equal give and take. Something, and I do feel like whatever this connection is, it is deeply intuitive. It is reciprocal. It is deeply emotional as well, and expressive. The colors here, there's downloads. We have the crown chakra with the purple and the white. The third eye chakra, which is the intuitive, the indigo. And then the light blue or azure blue, which is the throat chakra, expression. And then we have heart energy that he's sitting on over here, integrating the heart space. And the yellow energy surrounding him is, a sense of self-worth. Solar plexus energy. That is beautiful energy. I think the only colors missing from here are, there is a bit of orange, but the red, actually he does have red in his bracelets. And that's the grounding energy that you then use to manifest, Leo. So sit in it, sit with it. This is something positive. It can be something very positive if you can just get out of your own way and out of your head about this. Sending you so much love, Leo. Until next time.